today, Dr. Vishwanath, okay, and who's joining us from London. And he's here as a part of Beautiful Mind series. He's been an author, he's been a coach, he's traveled across the world, he's got a lot of certifications with respect to expertise related to SAP, Six Sigma, design thinking, business analytics, and digital marketing and automating. AI based digital marketing is his forte. He's a serial entrepreneur. So, welcome, Dr. Vishwanath. Thanks for joining us on a Republic Day.
Ravi Garu, very good evening, and here in London it's good afternoon, cold good afternoon, because some friends from UK also have joined, and some friends from Germany also have joined. And yes, happy Republic Day, and on this significant day, I'm glad being part of this wonderful WurkTV, a value creation initiative which I've been following since some time, and I'm glad to share my little experience. Hopefully, it would complement some. Yeah.
Thank you. So today's topic is a common man on a mission to live uncommonly. So any specific reason? I mean, we will start with a small introduction video about you. Before we do that, any specific reason you wanted to discuss about this particular topic?
Yeah, Ravi ji, I am born as a middle class man, right? Middle class types, and then I hail from a town, and I was very aspirational, right, as a young boy. And then after I have grown up, I was not seeing anything happening in spite of my qualifications, in spite of my efforts and Bahubali type range attempts. Then I had to consolidate myself, you know, in asserting myself. Yes, look, let me tread and enjoy the journey of trying to live uncommonly, being a common man. Yeah.
Superb. So here is a short video which covers the introduction about Dr. Vishwanath. Instead of he repeating about his introduction, we decided let's play this particular video. Here is a short video about him. Okay, just a second. In the meanwhile, if friends who are watching this, if you have any questions that you want to ask Mr. Vishwanath while he's live with us, please do share those questions in the comments box, and we will go ahead and represent that, ask those questions. I like the last sentence, which basically said, "Wish is just a ping away." It's almost like, what do you wish for? And I'm just, a ping away.
See, Raviji, because of this, internet and social media, world has become, close and connected. And though I am in London, I'm almost in sync with, my place Hyderabad and my place India. So, we are all stuck to phones all the time, right? So when I say I'm a ping away, it could be through Facebook or through Instagram or through LinkedIn, right, or through email or through WhatsApp, right? I'm just connectable. Yeah, that's what I meant.
True. I completely agree with you. So you've traveled across the world, around 16 countries. How is it representing India wherever you went?
The value for my country, right, or rather our country, India, has got immensely enhanced after I moved out of India, right?
Okay.
To whichever country I went, right? And it could be an African country, it could be a Far East Asian country like Japan, it could be, to the west of the world, California, wherever I go, right? And usually I go to interact in various forums and also on my uh, business endeavors. So I get to meet people from various nationalities and races. And I should say that Indians are very much and very well respected.
Wow. That's very nice to hear.
They're taken very seriously.
Superb.
Yeah. And that makes me, like how proud I used to feel when I was in India. And the I should say the quantity and the quality of the proudness actually has increased after I started, visiting more and more. Hope you got my point. Yeah.
Got it. So, in this entire journey, when did you decide that you will become an author?
Yeah. Now, when I said in my line, a common man attempting to live this, in common life, right? So, at some point of time when I was not with, kind of money which people had, I thought of making a film because I'm answering you uh, with this question, right? And I had just 50,000 rupees and I made a short film.
Wow.
That was without knowing the definition or meaning of script or pre-production or post-production, nothing, right? And then I made a film. I got it telecasted in a couple of channels in India. Then I understood, yes, a lot of things are achievable. And pretty much in 2016, I thought, when I'm seeing splurge of books coming into the market, and I attended a couple of book launch sessions, and I know some of them personally, and it made me think, why not I? Right? And then I attempted, and Raviji, my actually PhD journey has complemented me to get it easy, to make my book writing easy, because PhD is a tedious job, producing 300 pages of work, actual work, that actually, and I understood that that made my job very easy. And now after that one, I thought next year I'll write one book. It didn't happen. And in 2020, targeted two, but in I just finished two more books, and third one is coming up probably by end of March. So, then what I wanted to say, in this platform to people who are aspirational, right? Though we don't have resources, and though we feel that we are deficient of some resources, but what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to communicate, what I'm trying to push is a lot of things are possible within our limits, without straining, without paining, without breaking your head, without cutting your throat. A lot of things which we see in other people, and say, wow, right, we could do, right. And that's what is the outcome of the latest film which we made in English and Spanish in the US,
Yeah.
right, in the title Innocent Sinners. And now it's Hollywood film, right, it's made in America, right, it's Hollywood film. So forget about how it would do, but it's a genuine and a serious and a thoughtful attempt. Raviji, yeah.
Yeah. So, can you talk about the books which you have written? A gist of all the books which you have written. What have you tried to capture, in those books?
See, the first book was titled Driving Desire's Journey, right? To be very specific, mastery at driving Desire's journey. Now, I am, I have given the desire, which is form of a thought, right? I've given it an entity status, right? Because we grow and we travel into time. So that's why I said driving the desire journey. Now, everybody has desires, right? Especially having visited several countries and interacted with tons of people of various ages and various social classes and segments. I understood across the world people are aspirational. Some have more aspirations, some have less aspirations, right? Being non-aspirational is also an aspiration which we see in spiritualists, right? That's also an aspiration. It's tough.
True.
So now, whatever could be the aspiration. So how we should be able to tread the journey of the aspiration? We often see, you know, uh, uh, we often hear, some people talking. Look, nothing is impossible, right? Look at that person, you can achieve. Look at this person, you can achieve. And Raviji, with all the respect for them, I burnt my fingers
Hmm.
by just following them, right? So my attempt was to actually how to power your desire with necessary components so that you'll be able to help your desired journey tread properly and be able to manifest. And that particular book also has chapters from seven, from 13 different authors from seven different countries also. So that we thought initially I went on with on my own, but later the situation has arisen for me to include their versions also, because each one of us has a different story, right? I wanted people to connect with each of the stories. And I mean, the next one which is coming now is extension of it, a full-fledged book by me, the one which is coming now in March. Yeah.
Superb. So, all the best with all the three books. And we would like to hear more about your entrepreneurial journey. And why serial entrepreneur? What all have you explored? What all crazy things which came into your mind which you made it happen? Yeah, success or failure, that's secondary. But what all crazy things you have done in life till date?
I love talking about this because Raviji, I understood, you know, talking about failures is very easy, right? I need not hide, I need not hide, right? And it's verifiable, and I'm happy because success, speaking success is difficult because today I could be successful, tomorrow I may not be successful, and to sustain the success is challenging, right? So I love speaking about my failures. And my uh, uh, I should say, in a lighter vein, entrepreneurial bug was playing in my mind, stating that, look, I'm no less than that fellow, than this fellow, than him, than her. That was boiling. And I took a decision when I was working for one of the world's best firm, right, earning a handsome package, right? I took a decision. And by then I had a PhD in marketing.
Hmm.
I had global companies working exposure and all that. And I thought I would just bloody hell, reach great heights. Let me tell you, if I cut the story there, within 1 year, I was minus 50 lakhs,
Okay.
all the wife's gold in the bank, all the credit cards, cash drawn, and people were able to read my face, my gloomy face, and my depressed face, all the charm, smile gone, right? Then I recollected one of my coach's words. He said, look, if you can sustain any journey for 1,000 days, then you'll never look back. It was only 1 year then. I had to tread that life for 2 more years. I did tread, and then, I have seen the light, and, I started with staffing and then application development. Now and then mobile apps. Now I'm into staffing and also into digital marketing. Yeah, and that's pretty much my internal journey in nutshell. And the crazy things which I want to tell, which I want to share is Raviji and all whoever is a part of this call. Now qualifications, right? They actually give you a unnecessary kick. They don't mean anything. They don't really mean anything because I had an MBA and also an MSc from UK, and then because I had a PhD, I thought I could just have a cakewalk in entrepreneurship. No, my dear friends, it doesn't work, right? Qualifications are different component, and now the question from you could be probably you did not study properly.
Hmm.
That could
Yeah, a
be
lot of people think that
a bouncer from you, right? I understand, but right now, I mean, I would present like this, signing a 1 million check as an entrepreneur to invest on your resources, on your infrastructure, is different from signing a 1 crore check being an employee, right? No qualification would give you the guts, right, to sign, a 1 million check, just to experiment. You understand? So That mindset one can only get once they tread the journey. Once they get into the journey, only they will be able to understand. That's why there is a lot of demand in Western world for failed entrepreneurs in Western world. Right? Somebody fails, right, and he'll be picked up for senior roles. The reason is because he gets the stakeholder mindset.
Yes. He at least
You
knows where he did a mistake.
So yeah, and that's one thing. Having the kick of false kick of qualifications is one thing. Second thing is I know everything because
Mm.
I would rather interpret like this. Uh, we don't know what people do. Now I'm talking to Ravi, and Ravi is with a beautiful backdrop and nice smile, and I mean doing pleasant talking to me. But what Ravi does beyond this, nobody knows. Only Ravi would know, and if God is there, God would know, and Ravi's family would know. So this actually is something which people miss seeing. They only see somebody on a platform, right, on in a newspaper, and they get carried away and they try to imitate and they falter and they fall, right? Because a lot of groundwork happens, and which I learned one thing that you know. Uh, Giving 100% is what I have learned after becoming an entrepreneur. In a month, sometimes I should say most times I don't sleep till 3 o'clock because I finish my job and I sleep. While I was an employee, I used to throw my laptop because it's 8 hours is done. I used to sleep. So now that one thing, uh, with other things complementing, had been actually kind of complementing me in getting desired results, right, in the way which I want to. Now, pretty much, I should say, I'm instinctive, Raviji. I'm instinctive now, right? I have come out of the strategy and plan framework, right? And on a Wednesday, I don't feel like working. I don't work. I don't work. Right? On a Sunday, I feel like working at work. Sometimes 3 days I won't take a holiday. I take a holiday because I understood that I missed being instinctive, which is our innate and natural self. And then whenever I'm trying to become instinctive and living instinctively, I understood that it worked for me. I don't know how it works for others, but it worked for me. I'm more relaxed and I'm more productive. And let me tell you, on this day, I'm telling for the first time, at some point of time, when I was heavily stressed, I went to doctor for a checkup, and I was told that I have uh, uh, pre-hypertension and pre-diabetes
Oh,
few years back, right? And let me tell you, within 4 months, I turned around because I changed my lifestyle, and I go for
superb.
checkups every 4 months. Now, from the pre-stage, I have rolled back,
Superb.
right? And the point that being instinctive and then having compartmentalized thinking, all that kind of complimented me. Sorry, probably I'm talking longer.
No, but
Yeah.
this is exactly the message. Why entrepreneurs and what are the like side effects we talk about? What are the side benefits of becoming an entrepreneur? Coming out of that stressful job. I think these are the benefits. You don't no longer have BP or stress. Yeah, it is definitely a full time job, but yeah, this is something which is beneficial in terms of your health. So, talking about this, Adeline is messaging. Great to know you about your thoughts, Vishwanath. So, yeah, anybody has any comments or questions for Dr. Vishwanath, feel free to ask while we are live. Yeah, next question I have is, why did you choose digital platform or digital marketing as one of your portray? Why did you put a signature of digital entrepreneur?
Ravi ji, uh, I told I was learning a lot after becoming an entrepreneur, right? Now, earlier I had very strong choices that I should do only this, I should do only that, I should do only this in this way, right? Now, I'm not that, right? I have my own self, right, with which I live happily with my family, with my wife, and with my one wife and two children, and my mother, father, and my siblings, and few very close friends. Only with them there is one Vishwanath, and to the world there is other Vishwanath. The Vishwanath is wherever he goes, that form he gets into. That's all. So I understood 7 years back that digital digitalization is picking up, right? And I checked my aptitude, whether I have the aptitude to go digital. I understood that I have the aptitude, and I did some pilots, and I was doing very well. I was doing very well. I should say openly and boldly on this platform that when people do digital marketing, right, with any with no formal digital marketing qualification, the lead cost at which I get leads is much less than most best, digital marketing companies in India. I understood that. Then it became an offering now. And let me tell you, uh, a leading politician in UK, I cannot name him. He takes my services. Will be contesting in next, elections in UK, right? So to specifically answer your question, my persona, right, my mindset and my aptitude resonated with the digital work.
True.
And yeah, I got into it, and I didn't know anything, except run in the mill, right? Brick and mortar marketing. I didn't know anything before. I should say specifically 4.5 years. Now, yes, yeah,
Super. So we have a short video which talks about the services Dr. Vishwanath provides in the digital platform way. So check this out.
Go Digital is an artificial intelligence edge digital marketing practice based in UK, US, and India. It's an envisioned outcome of 100 plus years enriched global experience of the stakeholders behind it. In addition to digital marketing mastery, Go Digital's think tank advises businesses on their marketing intent, models, and processes to facilitate alignment with a larger business purpose, making it the key for business success. The art of utilizing disruptive strategies to turn things around is one of our key essentials, along with being proficient enough to produce results within just 4 weeks. What happens if we don't achieve results? Select clients will receive a refund. Go Digital understands both the value of time and time, and hence it works to fulfill the promises of its clients without any delay. We are just a ping away from a thorough strategy call to attain productive advice. Don't miss collecting your business's comprehensive online presence snapshot at our website homepage to know how to make your online presence worthwhile.
Wow, good one. I like the confidence with which you are also giving a money back if the client, select clients are not happy. So
thank you,
that,
thank
that,
you,
that
Ravi.
really shows confidence in the service which you're providing. Okay, Dr. Vish,
Yeah,
yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, I think
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
glitch. Yeah, now the next question. Uh, yes, you're back, Dr. Vishwanath. The next question. You're able to hear me, okay?
Yes, it's fine now. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Coaching, people is the toughest thing. I've tried it for a couple of, I still, coach people, and it's very tough. You need a lot of patience. You need to understand the other person really well, put yourself into their shoes. Why did you take up coaching, which is very tough? It's like digital marketing. I agree, you run the mill, but how do you deal with people? How do you, coach people, which is, I feel that's the toughest thing. Teaching and coaching is the toughest thing in the world.
Correct. True. Raviji, uh, I was a good boy while I was a child, right? When I turned teenager, I stopped listening to my respected parents, whom I love a lot. And then when I became adult, I stopped completely listening to them. And then, the background, what you call noise is now I wanted people to listen to me, right? And that urge to make people listen to me, which was there since my grad and postgraduate days, it went on. And then I understood that I'm able to actually make people listen. I understood that. And to make people listen, I also used to equip myself with a lot of additional information. For example, I read psychology, right? And to make some people listen to me, I had to learn astrology,
You did that?
right? Because I need to have armory. When some person has to listen to you,
Hmm.
right, you should actually sound more informed than that person, right? If not, they won't listen. So to make people listen, I was using different building blocks and different things on them, and then I understood that they're listening. And that's why I'm always on the spree, on the journey of equipping myself with more and new things now. In last 4 years, I might have spent 25 lakhs rupees to do additional courses,
That's a lot. It's a huge
right?
investment.
Huge investment, and I should say, I cannot say how much I earned, but I should say I earned back all the money which I spent, and I earned considerably, right? The only thing is, uh, the urge to make people listen to me because of parents. That's how it started, and now. Uh, when you ask a question, do everybody listen to you, right? We all know difference between training and coaching and mentoring and counseling. We all know the difference, right?
Right.
Now, after becoming qualified from International Coach Federation, right? I became real coach because I don't have any expectations now. I don't. I am not aspirational about people listening to me. My job is to inform them in such a way that, right, they will not listen, they will not hear, sorry, they will not listen, but they will hear, and my value in the form of words will go and sit somewhere in their neurons in a strong way, and at some point of time, if it resonates with their situation or their persona, it will spark off,
Hmm.
right? And here I should say I'm reasonably successful, right? At least I'm successful here. Now coming to the real change which is expected out of coaching, right? I'm like everybody in the market, right? I have similar success rates compared, like if I compare myself with any other coach. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah. So, and huge target, 1 lakh lives is what you want to touch. So, that's a big number.
Yeah, Raviji, opportunity seeker will always look for opportunities. In the lockdown time, I was not coming to India, and I didn't have opportunity to do anything in UK, right? So I almost did 45 webinars, and I touched 6,000 more lives,
Wow.
right? So, and the topics were to just share some topics. I pick and choose my topics. I don't overrate, but I feel glad about telling the topics, right? One topic was how not to fall in love. It was for youngsters in India. 1,200 students from across India attended that webinar.
How not to fall in love?
Yeah.
Why are you spoiling them? That's they're
No,
supposed to
no,
fall in love, right? No?
no. It was actually educative in the context of how to fall in love. It was all about how not to fall in love, right? And one was on uh, introverts, because
Hmm.
while I was young, I was an introvert, right? So I did one session, how to be an introvert and live successfully.
Okay.
Other one was how to make your life partner listen to you.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
So, I mean, in my webinars, I was surprised to see 500. I used to do paid campaigns anyway. I used to do paid campaigns to reach out, and I used to have 600, 400, 500, and for especially, how to become a how to become self-employed within 1 week while pursuing your education was another webinar from across Telangana. 2,000 people attended that webinar.
Superb.
So, now, I assume that these insights would help the respective groups, and I got very good feedbacks as well. And I experimented a lot. Now I'm waiting for the lockdown to wane
Hmm.
to kind of scale up and start doing things in a much better way,
Better way.
which I possibly could do. Yeah.
Superb. So you've mentored at universities in UK. So how is it going? And your experience with the current generations out there in the universities in UK. What do you see the difference between you and them and the current trend?
Uh, One word answer is it's tough. And I should say, uh, not just for my persona, but in general, right? Because I'm Indian descent, right? And then I have Indian education, right? And you know, whatever information we gather, the mindset which we are, born with, and in which in the ecosystem in which we are groomed, that actually plays in our thoughts, words, and actions. So, Green one university, which is Queensberry University, is a Russell Group university, like Ivy League, like Harvard, Stanford's. So they have the best lot from the world,
Okay.
best lot. So the questions which they ask during the mentoring, or you know you don't know from where they'll ask, and you need to keep yourself very much informed. If I have a session next Tuesday, almost I'll be on my toes from 5 days, keeping all my work aside, because they keep themselves well, very much informed. Same is the case with the top class B schools and tech schools in India, right? I'm not undermining the top B schools and tech schools in India. The IQ, the talent pool is of same stature, right? But here, uh, especially people who are from the European and American and then descent, they're more bold and more confident, and then uh, they're more specific in asking questions and seeking responses from you.
Okay. So how far are Indians with respect to their talent compared to other countries? Whether it's entrepreneurs or students who are passing out here. Based on your judgment, how far is India? Are we too laid back, or are we far ahead with other countries, or are we at par? What's your personal? I mean, these need not be statistics, but your personal findings.
See, Ravi, this is a very tricky and also important question. Now, if I look at generation which was 15 years back, who are educated in India 15, 20 years back, they're leading all the topmost corporations in the world now. Google, Facebook, IBM, Adobe, you name, they're leading. But and those people have made tremendous progress, in outside India. They're respected and they're wealthy, and Rishi Sunak, Indian descent, chancellor, right, finance minister sort of guy. He's driving UK economy now. When there are so many options in this country, but he's young and he got the opportunity. In that way, yes. But now, if you take the last 10 years cross section, things have changed in India. I mean, I'm not commenting on top class B schools and tech schools in India. I'm not commenting, but the rest of those young people who are getting groomed in colleges, mushrooms of colleges which are everywhere. Somehow I have question mark, right? And they come here to study, right? And then the urge is to get a job, right? And then you know start living like a rich and wealthy man. His only desire, rather than you know becoming a person of a value, becoming a person of professional value, and then adding value, which will further add value back to them. That I am not able to see that in most of them. That's really concerning, actually. When I do some webinars, with all the respect for Indians, capabilities, knowledge, and skills are different from the atma, or the persona, right? I have utmost respect for every human across the world, right? So I'm differentiating persons from their capabilities. Now, when I'm doing some webinars with some Indian colleges, right? The students who finish their MBA, they are unable to differentiate the difference between objective and a goal. And after they finish their MBA, they ask me, what specialization do I should do, sir? Which course I should do so that I'll get a job? And on my messenger, on my LinkedIn, I get hundreds of messages every day asking for a job and suggestions. And I don't expect that, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not able to decide what field they want to get in is something, it's a tricky thing. They have to decide. They shouldn't be asking for suggestions to others, especially, a lot of questions come in as to what business should I do, sir, which will be successful. You really don't want to answer those things. They should figure out what's their passion really. So, talking about this, my next question is about the upcoming movie Sinners. So we have a poster which is getting displayed here right now. Okay, Innocent Sinners. So what made you get into, producing this particular movie?
Yeah, I'm not a full-fledged producer, but I'm executive producer. So uh, I should say, I invested less than the producer. Okay, so uh, uh, see, Raviji, in this world, movies, sports, and politics and business, they're the four prime areas, right? So, you know, I told you, right, I was aspirational. A lot of things happened, a lot of things didn't happen. I'm fine, happy soul now. So, this particular person, his name is Neeraj, and we got in touch, and then this topic came up, and then while we were talking, this option also came up. Then the story was about a real time story which happened in Mexico,
Okay,
right?
interesting.
That that particular thing, actually grasped my attention. Second thing, uh, irrespective of the commercial success, the subject has capability to actually get awards, right?
Good.
And I've seen the screenplay, I've seen the story, I've seen the actors, reviews. The combo, the package was good. The whole package was good. I cannot match it with Hollywood or India's best, but the whole package sounded good, and the investment was within my limits. It's quite big, but it was within my limits. I jumped in, and it's in post production work now. So I should say, to answer your question specifically, uh, the subjects, the real life story is one thing, and its capability to get awards in film festivals.
That's
What the two things? I'm being very frank here.
Yeah, and most ultimately, what I see is you've given the confidence to the main producer, saying that don't worry, I'm also there with you. Uh, the entire team, because the producers, though they just come in as a name. More than director gets recognition, actors get the recognition, the entire team, including the music director, everybody gets the recognition. Producer always at the corner, but they are the ones who make things happen, with money. I mean, without money, none of these things would move. So you're basically given, the confidence to the producer, saying that I'm also there with you. I'm there to support you. So I'll fix the gap. You go ahead and proceed with this particular offering. I think that's very important for the entire team and making things happen.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. And incidentally, that person has done very well in Uganda.
Hmm.
He's, he's a media, he's Indian and he's a media king in Uganda.
Wow. Mm.
So, yeah, Neeraj. So, yeah,
Superb. So good one. All the best with the movie, and
thank
would
you.
love to see that in Oscars.
I should be very frank, yes, aspirationally correct, but right, I mean, not at that level, but it would have its space. I could say that it would have its space.
Okay,
Even the when we were actually thinking about the name, also we had a lot of brainstorming, and yeah, yeah, innocent sinners.
super. So we want to hear more about your roots in India. So how are you connected here? How often you visit? How is it like when you come back to India? What are the plans? So your roots in India,
Born in Warangal. Warangal is a town 2 hours away from Hyderabad,
right?
and my father is Dr. Premnath. Is a medical doctor. My mother is a housewife, and I have a brother who is in US now, Gopi, and my sister Sunita, she's in Bangalore. That's and we were, I should say middle class. Though my father was educated and medical doctor, we led a tight middle class life, bound by spiritual ecosystem in home. Right. That's my something about my roots, and then uh, yeah, I resonate with the country, right, India. Yes, I know in the lines of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, I see the whole world as extension of you know humanity, right?
True.
I I I I, I love being in UK or Kenya or US or Japan. I love, right? But my mind and heart always is in India, right? And then yeah, when a lot of things, initiatives were done intermittently in the form of you know piloting and trial and errors, right? Hopefully, I'll be able to formalize few things and do some significant impact, right? And if you give me opportunity, I'll tell you what I have done before coming to UK. It's very
Yes,
interesting, actually.
please.
Because I do uh, uh, free sessions and paid sessions. So free sessions are 3 hour Bahubali movie done. People here they clap, and then we speak with high intensity, crack some jokes, clap, gone. That's it, done and dusted. So paid sessions are different, right? Where we charge money and then people come with expectations and then they go for 3 hours, 3 sessions, 4 sessions, 10 sessions, and we see some result. I understood that 3 sessions are going in the air.
Hmm.
So I thought I should never do free sessions. I thought like that.
I completely.
And
Hmm.
I stopped doing free sessions. I said I won't do free sessions. And if you want me to do free session, give me 10 hours. I won't charge, but I want 10 hours and all the heads for 10 hours continuously as per the schedule. It is not practical, right, in India. Then I took this opportunity with the government school in India,
Hmm.
Hyderabad, near my home. It's a government school. I went into the school, I spoke with principal, and they're all, children of sweepers, cleaners, and all, right? I picked the 8th class, 9th class uh, girls and boys. I told principal I will come and teach them English every Saturday for 1 year.
Wow.
And the challenge was I'll make them speak like a international school child. Principal accepted because I was not charging. I spent nearly 48 weeks with them, spending 2 to 3 hours per week with them. I should have sent that video to you, and you should have played it. It would have been very good. But all those children, at the end of 54 days, they spoke like a proper, thorough private school. Proper.
Superb. Superb.
I was
Hats off.
so happy. I was so happy about that than most things which I do and I did. Some sessions done as lakhs of rupees, but I was so happy. I should have passed on those videos to you, but I'll share with you.
Yeah, this is like giving back to the society. So I really
Yeah,
love. I mean, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are, but you're returning that back to India, and people who really need it. So good one. I really admire what you're doing. So in the Facebook post, you shared that you will share some secrets and utter flops. So what are those secrets? A lot of people have might be waiting for that.
yeah. In fact, you know, as we age, right, number of secrets will increase, and number of upper forms will increase. There are many now. I wrote that line, and I was thinking yesterday, today morning, what to share. Uh, Let me share one incident. It's a flop incident actually. So it was a technical training
Mhm.
in India, right? And uh, you know, I took it for granted that I could do well, right? Because I am doing well, I'm getting good feedback. I thought I would do well. I worked, and within first 1 hour, they've emailed to the organizer telling he's a crap.
Okay.
Pay back our money.
Oh my God.
And in the break time, I received a call and SMS telling thank you very much. And he unfriended me in LinkedIn and Facebook, and still we are not in talking terms,
Okay.
right? No, why this happened? Because I did not have the profiling of the people who are coming. I did not do my groundwork homework properly, and I took them for granted that I could manage. That's what I refer to as assessing self value. Now we should be actually assessing our self value on a regular basis, because the self value will get either inflated or deflated, right? Very few people will have the sense of right self value, right? That's one utter flop. Second utter flop is uh, after when I was actually looking for a job in SAP, right after in 2005, uh, probably attended around 80 interviews, right? And in most interviews, within 7 minutes, I kicked out.
Hmm.
Within 7 minutes, no interview could last even 20 minutes. So after failing 40 interviews, my target was to last 20 minutes. Forget about the job offer. So ultimately, after 14 months, I could get my SAP job. Right? That was very painful, and that was very dreadful, and that was very disappointing, and that was very, I don't have words. People have expectations in home, in family, in friends. They'll ask, "What are you doing?" And I don't have answer, and then body language starts projecting, and smart people like you will obviously grasp. Today, because of you, I kept water also to drink. I heard you need to drink water. So that's another flop, and I'll tell you a couple of secrets. I was so obsessed with learning, Raviji, that I used to believe people a lot because I keep myself informed with spirituality and all. I went to one session. One Guruji told, look, if you look into the you know sun in the mid afternoon with open eyes with a smile, that's the stage you get enlightened. So he told steps. You start looking at first at 6:30 with half eyes closed and then full eyes closed. I was doing all that without telling anybody at home. So I came up to 11 o'clock stage, and I was with tears rolling from my eyes. I used to look at the sun. And then one day my father asked, he's a doctor, what happened? Your eyes are so red. And I told them, he said, are you idiot? Go to ophthalmologist and get yourself checked. And they checked. My father came with concern to the ophthalmologist. Luckily nothing happened. Doctor told, look, your cornea will get burnt.
Hmm.
Since how many days you're doing, and they wanted me to come for checkup. So now many people tell many things, Raviji, and we don't validate them, and then sometimes we'll end up burning ourselves. And one more thing is I I attempted the telepathy. I read a book about telepathy when I was 20 years old, right? And then for hours together, I used to send messages into my father's mind, into my friend's mind, and go and check. Nothing used to happen. And there were instances where there was a match, where my friend used to sit in Hyderabad, I used to sit in Warangal, and then we used to experiment. And then, and when I was experimenting, I had a sense of pride. Look, I am mastering telepathy, right? I will be able to send my thoughts into others' minds. Look, you understand all this madness, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, nobody knows. If people would know, they would call me mad probably then. But now I've crossed many stages and openly sharing on the on this platform, because people should know, right? Because I read 2 years, I think 7 years back, one person has committed suicide because he was told that if you do something, you'll be able to meet God, and
Hmm.
he it is risk, and then he was writing his experience of meeting the God while he was dying. All he did by closing the room door, and none of his friends, you know, known what
No.
he's doing. So, the purpose why I'm telling this is people do some, strange things knowingly, unknowingly, and then, yeah, I just told these things randomly. I should say failures have been part and parcel of my life, very much today also. And but the only thing is failures stopped worrying me now, right? And but even successes also are not thrilling me, but I create a situation for success for me to thrill. Oh yeah, like a child, I make some nuisance and nonsense to celebrate successes just for the heck of it, for the family and children, whatever. Yeah,
Super. So we have some quick rapid fire questions, for
sure.
you. So are you all
Yeah,
set?
yeah, I'm set.
Okay. These are all on
I'll
a lighter side. Okay.
let me drink water.
If someone narrated your life who would you want to narrate your story? You have to choose an author who will narrate your story. Who would you choose?
My wife.
She's been there the entire journey, so
Yeah.
completely agree. What was the most unsettled film you've seen, where you thought this would be the climax, and there was no settlement, and you were surprised with the way it ended?
Dil se.
Okay, good one. What smartphone feature would you actually be excited for the company to implement? So we all use smartphones. One feature which you feel it's still missing, wish it was there.
When we are online, people should know that we are online and we have accessed their message.
People should know that we are online and
No, no. People should not be aware that we are online while we are online and while we do all our work.
okay. I
The
agree with
thing
you.
is, you got my point,
Yeah,
right?
I got your point. Yeah. WhatsApp should not be showing that you're online, though you're working on some other, let's say you're working on LinkedIn or whatever it is which is important, or on a call, it should, yeah, I completely agree with you. Okay. Which charitable cause most deserves the money?
This I love this question. People, human beings who who are not living in sync with this world, right? I should say mentally challenged
Mhm.
people is my first choice, and then people who are elderly and bedridden. Yeah,
Okay. What artist or a band do you always recommend when somebody asks about music recommendation? Your favorite music or band?
I told you sometime back, whichever phone enters that music because my music I enjoy. So I'm a music lover, music enthusiast. I enjoy all types of music. Frankly, this frank answer. Yeah.
Okay. So, who in your family has zero filter between the brain and the mouth, apart from Dr. Vishnath?
I should say my father
Okay.
because I mean he's spiritual. Yeah.
Okay. Some of the best vacations that you have been along with your family.
Two. One was in Switzerland at a place called Angelberg.
Hmm.
Second one is on the footpath near in Varangal where I used to have my tea, roadside tea and samosa. These are two places I love to go again and again.
Okay. If you're given 1,000 acres of land in India, and you don't have to pay taxes, but you cannot even sell it either. So you cannot sell it to anybody else. What would you do with it?
I would do organic
Organic farming.
farming, of course, right? And then probably a good part of it I would uh, use it to make a good natural, man-made natural forest.
Super. Good one. Mini forest. What kind of things you like to cook, and what are you good at cooking?
I should say I can only cook rice. That's my weakest. I'm so tasteful, but
So
yeah.
how many whistles do a rice need for it to be cooked?
Often when my wife tells me, often rice gets burnt in my home. Curries get burnt because I'm on my laptop or phone.
Okay. What's the scariest movie that you've seen?
I should not name the hero because it will be derogatory. but that that particular hero movies, I should not name now. It will
Okay,
be
yeah,
very bad.
we can skip that. What did you Google last?
I googled the definition of self value, because I know I would be talking about actual self value and perceived self value,
Mhm.
and then I googled about the definition of self value.
Okay. What old smell do you really enjoy?
Sorry, come again.
What odd or old smell do you really enjoy?
Old smell, right?
Yeah,
I should uh, I'm actually tasteful, Raviji. I'm very tasteful. So, and I enjoy my senses thoroughly.
thoroughly.
So,
Smell
like,
of a book, old book, or something rustic that gets you back to nostalgia.
then let me be frank here. A particular whiskey.
Oh my god. Okay, what's your secret talent, which your social media friends, none of us are aware of?
Okay, this is the secret.
Yeah,
Okay.
secret talent of yours.
Now, it could be in person, it could be offline. We should be able to resonate with the opposite person's mind, right? And that's where people will possibly remember you, recall you, recollect you, and then reach you, right? I think I have some good capability in that. I don't say 10 on 10, but I am good at that.
Okay. How long you have been married, Dr. Vishwanath?
Uh, 17 and a half years, because I want to be very specific. If I tell wrong, she is listening to this audio. She will. So 17 and a half years.
Yeah. So name your college crush in 5 seconds.
Actually, my wife, we had a love marriage. So
Okay.
Shirisha,
Okay. So it's a college crush.
yeah,
Okay. So what was your school crush? Let me ask that before that episode.
you could ask, but
Yeah. Now you. Okay, good one. I mean, those are the questions I had. It is lovely, having you on this particular show. What is that one advice you have for people out there, whom you feel that need some, with some inputs, some guidance, they can actually rock and make India proud.
yeah. One advice I would like to say is, you know, we should differentiate between the passion and aptitude, right? You know, we all can do we all can do everything, my dear friends. We all can do everything and anything. But you know, in things which we have aptitude, we could do things very easily, and we could scale very easily. I understood that most people are actually faltering here. This is number one. And second thing which complements this is, we should also check our capability to actually withstand the rigor of the hard work and the possible setbacks and possible challenges one might face with some failures to reach the required height or to achieve the required aspiration. So now, if the passion is just there, that fellow will run away. But if it is aptitude, that will help him withstand. That's why I was talking about passion and the capability assessment. If this is there, then you should actually strike the path of mastery. I was telling just now, job is not important. When you have all the knowledge and skills, job is just a byproduct, and good salary is another byproduct, and promotion is another byproduct, and tons of offers are few more byproducts. So people are looking at the means rather than the ends. People are looking at the ends rather than means. So if we will dwell on the mastery, right? And mastering all facets of life. Life is just not career. Life is also life has other facets like health. It could be being social. It could be being charitable. It could be having good family life. There are several facets of life. In each facet, we should actually think in the lines of attaining mastery, and definitely we'll be able to attain some level of mastery, and life will become worthwhile. And my dear friends, once we add value to ourselves, automatically we'll add value to our family, and then it will overflow and it will add value to our neighborhood, and then to society, and then to humanity. So yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Vishwanath, for joining us on this particular series of Beautiful Minds. Definitely somebody who can talk and resonate and create that vibes of beautiful minds. So it's an honor having you on this particular show. Thanks a lot, friends, for watching this, and again, have a great Republic Day. All these efforts will make the nation strong. So I really appreciate, though he's in UK, he's still having his roots here, and he's also contributing to India in his own way, in his own capacity. So thank you, friends. Thank you, Dr. Vishwanath.
Thank you, Raviji. It was very immensely pleasurable, being part of this call. And then I could speak my mind, and I'm so happy. It actually, thrilled my neurons actually, because I was talking. And then I appreciate all the wonderful work which you're doing with your team, right? You, Adeline, and all the people who are involved in. I wish you great going in the journey of value creation, where you're contributing and complementing the learning ecosystem. And I'm sure, this will enrich many more people, and then help them find their track of life, which would give them joy and happiness. Best wishes again.
Thank you, sir. So happy Republic Day again from India. Mishkar.
Thank you.